2025. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda, item B only?
All motion.
Alderwoman Johnson, is there a second?
I'll second.
Alderman Fritsch, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, consent agenda B passes. Mayor's report, I had an opportunity this past week at the invitation of Senator Sue Resin to meet with AT&T. That's in regards to drop calls that we have in our community and in the surrounding area. So I did have a chance just to speak with them and ask them to review our area and our cell towers. There will be an equal call with Verizon, so if you also have Verizon, that'll be a similar conversation that we'll have about the cell phone service that we have in the community, so I'll keep you updated as that progresses. All right, attorney report.
Just a couple things. The closing on the property on Church Street is going to be happening this Friday. I apologize if I'm repetitive here, but I did get an order for default on the 200, no. I'm sorry, I was trying to look it up. One of the other properties, I got an order for default on
200 Castle, I believe.
200 Castle, yes, that is it. I almost said the railroad. And with the GTE building, there is supposedly going to be a contractor providing a quote. I was supposed to be getting that last week, but I haven't yet got it. So that's kind of where we are on some of that litigation. And then I did also look at the demo bid. I hadn't had a chance to tell Jeff yet, but I see no issues with it as well. So for the Johnson property, that should be ready to go.
I have a question.
Yes.
Where are we at on the vacant lot on Castle? Because we got summer's coming up and that thing's gonna be overgrown again. There's tons of garbage, metal, this, that, and the other on that piece of property.
So without having to hopefully go through what we went through on the other property. So those discussions are happening.
Okay, other questions for our attorney? All right, move on to the city clerk report. Denise E.
No report, thank you.
City Administrator Jeff Petman.
I think we've covered about everything I have been doing, so thank you.
Okay, back to our department reports. EMA,
Nothing further, thank you.
police,
Nothing further tonight.
engineering,
Nothing additional to add, thanks.
economic development. Nothing further, Mayor. All right, council reports. Alderman Arnett.
I have nothing further.
Alderwoman Erickson.
Nothing, thank you.
Alderman Fritsch.
Nothing, thank you.
Alderwoman Johnson.
Nothing, thanks.
Alderman Kreinbrink.
Nothing further.
Alderman Robinson.
Yes, thank you. And I apologize, this might take a little bit. But I wanted to talk real briefly about our committee of the whole meeting minutes from 2 weeks ago. Specifically a discussion talking about monthly bills and some opinions that were given in reference to specifically some arts gift cards which had been purchased on behalf of the city of Sandwich for the full-time and part-time employees as a Christmas token of appreciation. Looking at the minutes, Alderman Kreinbrink explained that the purchase of holiday gift cards for the employees was not agreed by the council. I do want to point out that it was budgeted for in a budget that was passed by the city council, who have no problem talking about me when I'm not at a meeting and making their personal assumptions of what I may or may not be doing and what I may or may not be authorized to do. So after viewing the video and then taking some notes, I wanted to point out that I did not go seeking a total of 6 aldermen, which is a supermajority, to have the opinion individually that they think gift cards would be a good idea. We received an email on December 2nd from the mayor, basically just as a reminder that we're no longer providing gift cards to the employees. And basically, instead, we will invite all employees to a city luncheon. I've got no problem with the city luncheon. We did a city luncheon last year. What I do have a problem with or a concern with is that we weren't asked. This was not voted on. We were told this is what's going to, the only people going to benefit from a city-sponsored luncheon are the ones who are working and the ones who are already available to go. The reason that we've done arts gift cards over the years is because it's something right here in town. It's a benefit to the employee. Again, just a small token of appreciation of their work throughout the year and the Christmas spirit. Individually, 6 alder people said that we should get the gift cards. I had told aldermen individually that if we had a majority of people that wanted to do it, I would get the gift cards just as I have in the past, and then they would be distributed. After being in contact with 6 aldermen, including myself, that were for it, there were 2 aldermen get the gift cards made and then be able to distribute them before Christmas. So we had 31, what I believe, 31 full-time employees, 11 part-time employees. Full-time employees got a $50 gift card, part-time employees got a $25 gift card. Same as what we've always done in the past. One thing that we've also always done in the past would be to give our EMA, Emergency Management Agency employees, I shouldn't say employees, they're volunteers, and that's important. We've always given them a $50 gift card because, again, they donate lots of time. Part of the email that I neglected to say earlier from the mayor said that EMA would be getting something and that that would be handled by the city administrator. So in my conversation with the city administrator, after saying he didn't want to be involved, I did ask, what is the city doing for the EMA members? And I was told that he was instructed to get gift cards like we have in the past. I thought, great, at least they'll be taken care of too. So after the gift cards were prepared, I then had reached out to several of the aldermen, asking if they'd be interested in distributing the cards to the different city departments. Some were able to, some were not able to. Some I had done myself, and the cards were distributed. I wrote names on all of the cards for each individual employee. I even took pictures of the cards, just like I have in years past, to make sure that they're all accounted for and that they're all identified correctly. I should point out that I would not expend city dollars on my own, knowing that I can't on my own, but also knowing aldermen that said we should do it, and this is after it was already budgeted. I have to keep referring to that because it was a past budget. so everyone had already agreed to it. I made sure that we had the 6 supporting aldermen that were willing to do this, knowing that I would do a purchase order. I did the purchase order and of course listed it with the employee relations number that we've used in the past with a line item for that amount of money, and thought that was it. It will go to the finance, they will make their comments or a recommendation, and then the city council will vote on the bills. Anybody that's been to council meetings anytime in the last couple of years knows that very seldom do I vote yes for the bills. Couple of reasons. One, typically there's something in the bills that I have a concern or question with. Sometimes it's my bad because I didn't have time to come in and review paperwork ahead of time and be able to make that determination that I would be able to vote for them. Other times, I knew that something was wrong, and I would ask the finance chair on a regular basis, was anything removed from the bill list? And the answer was no. And then after they were passed with my no vote, I would typically ask a couple of questions. Why did we pay for this? And it would be a question of something that we shouldn't have paid for. Maybe it was more than what a per diem was. Maybe it was something that we shouldn't be paying for. Maybe it was a service charge that a company was overcharging us. And then I get asked, well, why don't you bring this up? Why don't you say something? I have brought it up in the past, and it still continues to happen. So I quit bringing it up because I wasn't getting through. And again, nobody ever asks, why do you vote no? I have reasons why I vote no. Sometimes it is because, like I said, I didn't have time to look at something and I wasn't comfortable with it. I'm not perfect up here, but I've spent some time up here. When my name is used in a bad way, or someone talks bad or negative about me, and there's no reason to, I'm gonna stand up for myself. If I screwed up, I'll admit I screwed up. I'm fine with that. I'm not perfect, I make mistakes. I try to be prepared up here. I'm not always prepared. This pissed me off. Came in tonight and I see a note from the bill, and it said, Rich, this was done illegally and did not get approved. How dare you say I did something illegally? Had a citizen that said, I'm reporting it to the Attorney General. Open Meetings Act violation. It's not an Open Meetings Act violation. I didn't meet with more than one alderman at a time. We can discuss business amongst ourselves one at a time. I can inquire of things from people one at a time. You keep track of how people feel about certain items, certain topics. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I want to point out that the amount that we're going to be talking about approval tonight for a payment to arts is a total of $1,820 and 11 $25 gift cards. Something that we've been doing for approximately the last 10 years. Something that more than likely, if it is budgeted and if the majority of the council wants to do it again next year, it'll be done again. After going through this, I don't need to be the one to go get the gift cards. That's fine. But when I'm told that I'm doing something illegally, I've got no authority, or I can't do whatever, I'm gonna shake my head. You can talk about, well, we've got policies for this, and we've got whatever for that. If the majority of the council wants it done, it's gonna get done.
I have a few comments, Rich, if you're finished.
Sure.
Okay. So a couple of things. Your name wasn't the only name brought up with accusations. So I do know that it was stated that I knew about a flyer that went out when I did not. It was only signed out by the superintendent of streets. I would point out that at any point, council can bring something to the floor through the format that we have, just like tonight. And you probably should have. That's my opinion on that. The council's done it before I was on the council. I know it's been pointed out that it was in the budget. It's not specifically in the budget. There's an employee area that's in there. It does not say gift cards. It does not say anything. It just says employee. We do have a procurement policy that we passed. I do believe it should be followed. An alderman doesn't sign the PO, an employee does. The finance committee reviews it, signs off, and then you vote on it. I would also point out that I had two issues since I've been mayor. One over gift cards. There was an ethics violation filed, and that was completed by our attorney as the auditing official, that it was believed it wasn't in the best interest of the city to proceed that way. And I will remind you, and that was March of 2022.
An ethics violation of who?
That was the topic. And it has to do with gift cards by the council. Then in December.
Wait, I'm trying to clarify. You're saying there was an ethics violation?
That was
There was an allegation, I recall. Is that what we're talking about?
There was an ethics inquiry.
Is that what we're talking about?
Yes.
Yes,
The
in March of
accusation was
2022.
that the ethics had been violated.
And this was, and is this the same one that you're finding was basically because we had new aldermen on the council? Is this what you're talking about?
No, this is where someone took offense.
Or is this different?
This is the one where a council member took offense to the way that it had proceeded and believed that there was an ethics issue.
No, I recall that, but
That's what I'm referring to. Then there's a second one.
Well, no, because we need to
Now
clear.
it's my turn to talk.
No,
You've got
not
plenty
yet,
of time.
because we
No.
are still under me, Mayor. I am allowing you
I
to
just
talk
asked
during
you
my
if you were
time.
done, if I can make some comments, and you said yes.
I
you
did,
not?
but I'm clarifying this one comment because I'm not gonna let you say an ethics violation.
What
I
was
know
the
exactly
accusation?
what it is one of the aldermen who didn't recall that he was one of the ones that I had talked to individually. And then when I spoke to him afterwards, he then remembered because he stopped by my house and we talked in my garage. So that was a mistake.
Okay, so
And
regardless.
he had asked a question
Regardless, that individual.
whether or not.
That individual has a right.
And
if
again,
they
it
went
was
through the
voted on
process,
twice.
then this
We
is
voted on the budget,
Okay,
and we voted
Rich,
on finance
My
committee.
turn. This is from our collective bargaining attorney during collective bargaining from December of 2023, in which he says, I asked whether the city should legally give gift cards. Unfortunately, I don't recommend doing so with respect to collective bargaining employees. She also mentioned that it was a taxable benefit, which wasn't turned into the city by you, was it? So we had to apply that at the last minute.
What's the rest of that, though?
The rest of it is her opinion that in so much as this may be, we have had to initiate discussions with each unit amidst negotiations. In addition, as a practical matter, gift cards are not ideal from the perspective of the employer, as it still be subject to taxes. That was her opinion. She can
Again,
do it.
let me clarify, though. Was that, who was that attorney?
Attorney Coyle.
Okay. So Attorney Coy, since you're bringing this up, a conversation that we had with her then, over the phone. Do you recall that?
Well, this is not over the phone. This is actually the written.
That
response
was
that she
her
has.
written, but all the council should remember the phone call that we had with her, where when we explained that it's something we had been doing for the last 8, 9, 10 years, her opinion was different. And we should, I think actually, go ahead and continue doing what we were doing,
Again, she still recommends. that we
noting
don't call it.
that
Say
there's
you
the
want.
stuff with the
Her
IRS,
opinion, I know you
but
don't
nobody
agree with it.
worries about that.
I know you don't agree with it.
I
And
don't.
lastly, the comment is that I believe by Alderman Erickson that you'd reached out to me and made me aware of what you were doing. That's not true. I let all of you know my intentions of making sure that the employees had a luncheon. But at no point did anybody in the council ever tell me that you were going out to get gift cards outside the city council. I just kind of find that disingenuous.
I would just like to say that I never said that about you, but I will say that you did know about the flyer because you were CC'd on it from
No,
Michelle.
I received the flyer. I said I didn't sign off on it, and I wasn't aware of its content.
Well, you
It's a
read
little-
it,
it's a little
so
late after-
obviously-
It's a little late after it goes out, isn't it?
Well, I don't know, I mean, you obviously saw it, so you could have said something like, no, wait, we're not doing the funds, we're not doing something like that. So,
And I don't recall if it was one of the ones I sent to your old one or not, but when we're talking about notification, I did send, I believe, all of the aldermen, but I know for a fact, at least the two that were against it, I did send everybody, I believe, an individual message, basically saying on Friday, December 20th, that on behalf of the city of Sandwich, Arts gift cards were successfully delivered to all the city employees for Christmas. And I stated 31 full-time employees, $50 each, 11 part-time employees, $25 each. So again, just stating that and getting back to it and why this ticks me off, you know, I was concerned about my name being brought up. I understand you being concerned about your name being brought up. But to be prepared and have your documentation, but it's not complete documentation, and you want to just get that tidbit out there. Yes, a new alderman had reached out about a possible ethics violation, but was there an ethics violation?
I did not say that there was an ethics violation. I thought that the issue was a miscommunication. But I'm gonna stand by my opinion that I've had since March of 2022. Gift cards are a bad idea.
I
That has
get
been
that.
my
I'm just saying,
position
bring
since
it to the
2022.
floor and put it before the public if you want to have it. That's the proper way to do it. That's not a big deal. You want to say you budgeted for it, you want to vote, just do the vote here. Everybody know about it. It doesn't have to be,
It do-
outside of everything else. It could have just
And-
been done right here on
and
the
it-
floor by a motion a second. You could have voted and been done with it.
And it's something that has been done, and like
Doesn't matter if it's been done.
no, but if it's in the budget, and it was, you like to say that that's not it, but if everybody going into the budget is under the understanding that that was it,
Fred's the budget chair. Fred, was it gift cards in the budget or just say employee benefit?
It was to be determined at a later date, and that's where we failed. We should have determined which way it was gonna go.
I'm gonna
And
jump
in all
in here.
honesty, I thought that the luncheon was gonna be more expensive than the $450. So I thought there was going to be more to it than that. So the
I'm fine with
$50.
both. I'm fine with both.
And
I
if
didn't-
we're within budget, I'm fine too. What we just wanted to do, Rich, is it was like we were just purposely going behind the mayor's back to try to make it happen. That's
I'm
what it
not
felt like.
going behind his back, but why would I even say, oh, just so you know, I'm gonna do, I already know how he feels about it. We all do. He's not a fan of it, but again, it's not his decision. That's what I don't
So,
understand.
so once again, going back to the mayor's comment though, alls we have to do is come into the dais here and we have a vote on it. When you go the other way and you secure the 6 votes in your mind to make that happen, you can't do that to
That's,
spend
that-
money.
That's for the second vote to spend money. The first one was putting it in the budget for
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah, you can put money in the budget.
And for somebody to say that, well, no, it wasn't that way. I will bring up that I thought everybody that was not under contract or not in union was getting a 3% raise last year. And I would say the majority of the council felt the same way. And then afterwards, find out that wasn't the case. We had discussed 3%, but we didn't agree on that. I left all of the meetings, assuming that it was 3% across the board. And we find out later that some people got, what, 6? Some people got 8?
And I too was caught off by some of those. It was not in there clear.
Just making a
It
point.
will be this year.
Can I just make a point, being on the budget committee?
Sure.
It was in the budget, and it was the line item across. It says clearly right here,
If it doesn't make it to the final budget that you pass, it is not in your budget.
listen, this was from last
No,
year.
That's how it works, right? You could go look at the budget book. I have the budget book on my
No,
desk.
last year was in there
It does not say
too.
gift cards in there.
And Rebecca asked to have it taken out for this year. So just so everybody's
So
clear,
when
that
you
was in
pass
there.
it, make sure if there's something you want in the budget, that is there clearly.
I do,
I asked that because
Before
we're
you vote.
$2,000 over this year from last year. So there's,
Well, I'm just telling you,
That, again, that's a council decision.
Yeah, it's not
We
your
should be
decision to
making
do
it
that.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you should make it here. That's the point.
So I mean, when Thanksgiving
someplace
comes,
else.
we
Make your decision here.
or make a decision. You know, maybe there's something else that's better than a gift card. Maybe it's some sandwichware. Maybe it's, you know, I'm just throwing out ideas.
But the simple point is that money came out of that same line item for the last 10 years. So
Again,
all
it
of us,
doesn't matter about
all
the
of us
last
knew
10
what was going
years.
on.
Doesn't matter about the last 10 years.
I-
Just take your vote here. That's the best and proper way to do it.
I've got one more comment, then I think I'm gonna
Yes,
be
then it's
done.
Alderman Whitecotton's turn, so we can move on with our business. Yes. What do you got, Rich?
The last thing I was gonna just make reference to, remember when I said in the email that EMA was gonna get something, and then it was confirmed later by the administrator that they're gonna get gift cards? I just wanna throw this out there. Those gift cards went through at last finance meeting. They were on a check for arts, a separate thing, but it was $300 for those 6 $50 gift cards. So a question I would have asked would have been, how were they approved? I would have said, how were they voted on? My answer is this. Again, we had budgeted for it. But what wasn't brought up, like my cards that I got, was this one wasn't pulled. This one just went, and we approved it. I believe it was approved, but then again, that whole check was pulled, so I don't know. I'm assuming that that one went through. So the second vote, or the second approval, was the council voting on all of those bills last meeting. No different than what mine are. And that's what I want to point out. If people want to nitpick at me, if they want to throw me that I'm doing something nefarious over here or whatever, have at it, come at me. But each and every time, I'm going to speak up for myself, I'm going to defend myself, and I'm going to tell you you're wrong.
Rich?
I do want to comment. So we passed in December of 2023 a purchasing policy. Per that purchasing policy, the aldermen don't have authority to expend funds individually.
It wasn't individual, it was all of us.
So, I mean, that is, and maybe that wants to be changed, but that was passed at the last meeting of 2023. And so, that is part of, I think, and then obviously one of the issues is, so the taxes weren't properly withheld from those employees.
Not concerned about that. I think all we need to do, and again, you've got a difference of opinion, the mayor does, whoever does, as I said before, I think all you need to do is put a note in with their W-2 and say, oh yeah, don't forget to claim your $50 gift card or your $25 gift card.
That's not how it works. That's not how it
It's
works.
on the employee, it doesn't matter.
That's not-
IRS isn't
no,
gonna give
in the
two
business
craps about
environment,
it.
I know that's not
You bring it
your
up
background.
each and every time.
That's not how it works.
Yeah, that, I.
All right, Alderman
dis-
Whitecotton, any comments tonight for council?
Am I done?
I don't know, you said you had one more thing. I thought that was it.
That was one more thing, and I believe I'm done, but I want to, again, make that point that specifically, nobody else went around. I've got no problem with EMA. I thought they should have had them to begin with. But none of us voted on that luncheon either. Same thing, could have come up ahead of time in the council ahead of time, rather than a directed email saying, this is what we're gonna do. I've got no problem with the luncheon.
Sounds like you do.
No, I
Alderman
think
Whitecotton,
we
would
can
you
do
like
it
to make any
in
comments?
addition. And now I am done, Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Whitecotton.
Yeah, I just want to point out that everybody knows how I feel about the gift cards, but I want to point out something about Alderman Robinson. There is not an alderman or a person in this city that cares more about the employees of the city of Sandwich than he does. He takes his time, his personal time, donates it, runs around, does all this kind of stuff. And I think it's just a shame that everybody acts like they were caught off guard by this whole thing, because everybody knew what was going on. That's all I got to say.
Thank you.
All right, item 12, old business A. This is discussion of possible action. This is considered first reading. The council would like to waive that, you may. That would be the first vote, and then you'd have to vote to pass the ordinance. There's Resolution 2503. This is execute and approve and authorize the mayor to execute a development agreement between the City of Sandwich Phase 4 FW LLC concerning the development of 54 lots in Fairwind subdivision of the City of Sandwich, Illinois, commonly referred to as Phase 4 of Fairwind subdivision. All right, so council, you have that before you. It was noted that there was an amendment to that.
Yes,
Would,
and I can
Council, please restate that before you vote, so you're clear.
specifically, I guess if there is a motion to authorize the resolution to adopt the agreement as amended to include of Part 4J, an additional reason for the improvement bond or letter of credit to be reduced as the acceptance of the improvement by the city.
Okay, so is there a motion to waive first reading for Resolution 2503 that authorizes the mayor to execute a development agreement with the Phase 4 FW LLC in Sandwich, Illinois, commonly referred to as Phase 4 Fairwind subdivision?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, Alderman Whitecotton moves to waive first reading. Alderman Robinson. Is there any discussion on the resolution? That would be
Yeah.
to waive,
Well, wait, to waive the first reading,
Yes. Any discussion?
the motion.
Okay, will the clerk please call the roll on waiving first reading for old business 12A?
Alderman Fritsch,
Aye.
Alderwoman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Kreinbrink,
Aye.
Alderman Robinson,
Aye.
Alderman Whitecotton,
Aye.
Alderman Arnett,
Aye.
Alderwoman Erickson.
Aye.
All right, the first reading has been waived. We'll now move on to approving Resolution 2503. Again, this is to execute the development agreement and authorizes the mayor to do so with Phase 4 FW LLC regarding 54 lots in Fairwind subdivision, Sandwich, Illinois, referred to as Phase 4, and this will include the amendment to Part 4J.
It's actually 58 lots, sir.
What did I say, 53?
54 is
Oh,
what you
I'm sorry,
said.
58 lots.
And
Stand
if
corrected.
anyone wants to make that motion, you'd probably be welcome to say it as previously stated by the attorney, if you'd like.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the?
I'll make that motion, as previously stated by the attorney.
All right, Alderman Whitecotton, is there a second?
I'll second.
Alderwoman Erickson, is there any discussion on Resolution 2503?
Yes.
Yes, Ed?
So as I stated to developers earlier, I like the document that we were presented, but the one thing that I am waiting for still is the email I got from you, Kurt, 2 weeks ago stated that you had not received, reviewed any engineering plans for the development. And what I'd asked for, and the mayor said before anything was passed by the city council is, yes, our engineer will tell us that you are happy with the engineering plans as proposed. And I'm not talking about inverts of pipes that are currently in the ground that have to be adjusted to. What I'm talking about is engineering plans as were proposed to the developer, and they're going to be built.
So I did receive some plans, and that's the discussion I had with the engineer last Friday, was to get more complete documents, including, I just received late this afternoon, stormwater calculations that they have run on current city ordinance standards to show that the new development will not impact the pond that it's discharging to.
So you're happy with the engineering as proposed?
I have to, well,
just
it
got this
says in there that I have to review and be comfortable with it, yes, but that's what this is saying, is that once I go through and review everything, it will get to that point that it will be acceptable. It
Adam,
hasn't happened yet.
if I may, Adam, the intention for Exhibit B is for those to be the plans that were approved previously. That's what will be the exhibit there. Then, part of 4A is the work that's going to be done between Kurt and their engineer to just get everything lined up. So the intention, and in a perfect world, they would follow it to a T, what is in the prior version. But we have to see what may actually be the case. So
That's rather open-ended, though.
I guess, but I think, my position is, I think that at that meeting that we had, there was a meeting of the minds of what the intention is. And I invite Rick up here that, we all understand what the intention is here. And we all want this project to be able to succeed, if possible, but we also have to make sure that we follow all requirements.
So as I understand it, the plans were approved in 2003. What we don't have are as-built showing that what's in the ground exactly matches what was approved. My understanding is Kurt's gonna work with our engineer to confirm that what's in the ground matches up, and if there is some tweaking that needs to be done, we'll do that. But that's the intention here.
Right, that's why I talked about inverts, the current pipes that are in the ground have to be met, things adjusted and stuff like that. But we've had approved engineering plans since 2003.
We've had, yeah, you approved them in 2003 as part of the PUD. But the problem is, with the passage of time, some of the records are a little bit scant. So we have old plans, we're gonna hand draw where the locations are. It's gonna be presented to Kurt so he can be comfortable that, yes, everything works as originally designed, as originally approved. We're okay with that because we want it to comply with what was approved in 2003. That works. We verified it works. In fact, we've confirmed that even though the stormwater calculations were done in 2003, we've rerun the numbers and we've proven that we meet your current standards on stormwater, as I said about 2 weeks ago. So it's not a perfect situation because we have a unique set of circumstances. What we are doing here is we're committing to work cooperatively with the city to make sure that this project works from an engineering standpoint and is consistent with what was previously approved.
I'm just trying to look out for the city and nothing against you guys at all.
Sure.
I'm trying to look out for the citizens in this city and have our engineer say, yep, I've reviewed those plans. I mean, they've been here since 2003. So I know the pipe sizes are correct. I know flow lines. I know, yes, I believe with what was previously proposed, yes, I do believe it will work.
The last thing we would like to see is this development not work. We're spending a significant amount of money to finish.
I agree,
yeah.
you guys are
So
wholeheartedly to try to grab.
we are confident that we will be able to work through these minor tweaks to the plan as we do our field analysis.
It was just, we were told at previous council that the way it works in this town is it goes this way, this way, this way. The engineer tells us, city council and mayor, that yes, he has approved the plans, and then yes, we move forward.
And if we were coming forward with a brand-new subdivision, we would have new engineering plans, a new plat, and he would look at those and say, yes, those work. But because we're looking at plans from 22 years ago and not having the exact field data, I think out of an abundance of caution, Kurt is saying, I just want to verify that everything works. And we want it to work, so we're fine with the language.
And Adam, just so you know, that the developer's agreement is simply a tool for us to get past that, to get to the point where I can review the documents that they're creating that are gonna be submitted to the IEPA for sanitary and water permits. They're gonna be submitted to the city for their permits. They're gonna be submitted for their right-of-way permits, that, all the stuff that they have to get. This is just an agreement for the development to happen. The mechanism inside there for my approvals to go through it on the engineering side is still in there. If it's not complied with, it's null and void. That's why they're working with us to comply. They have to get their IEPA sanitary and IEPA water permits. That's required. There's an NPDES permit that has to be done. These are all state permits, and they all have to have plans submitted, and these are the documents that I'm working with the engineer to have. So it will be done, it will be reviewed, and it will be accepted one way or another, because they're gonna have to get it. So I'm comfortable with, on the city side and for the city, to make sure the development's done right.
And it's my understanding that we have plans submitted to the IPA right now. Is that correct? Yeah. So they're looking at it as well.
Okay, other questions? All right. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Alderman White Cotton,
Aye.
Alderman Arnett,
Aye.
Alderwoman Erickson,
Aye.
Alderman Fritsch,
Aye.
Alderwoman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Kreinbrink,
Aye.
and Alderman Robinson.
Aye.
All right, resolution 2503 passes. Next item under 12 old business B is discussion and possible approval of resolution 2504, a resolution approving and authorizing the mayor to execute an intergovernmental agreement cooperation between the city of Sandwich and DeKalb County concerning zoning and building regulations for property located at 21 Gleddy Road, Sandwich, Illinois 60548. Is there a motion to approve resolution 2504? This is our intergovernmental agreement.
I'll motion.
Alderwoman Johnson, is there a second?
I'll second that, Mayor.
Alderman Kreinbrink?
Yes.
Okay, any discussion on the resolution? And again, this resolution authorizes us to have authority over the zoning and building regulations.
And this is the Arneson property, correct?
It is the Arneson property on the corner of northwest of Gleddy and County Line. There's a different
The
owner
old
across the
bank.
street. Yep.
The former Heartland Bank location.
Yep. Okay, everyone's ready? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Alderman Robinson,
Aye.
Alderman White Cotton,
Aye.
Alderman Arnett,
Aye.
Alderwoman Erickson,
Aye.
Alderman Fritsch,
Aye.
Alderwoman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Kreinbrink.
Aye.
All right, that motion passes as well. I'll have the clerk get those ready for me for signature. We'll move on with those two items. Next item is new business 13, approval of the 2024 audit presented by Sickich LLC. So that was presented tonight to council for approval. Is there a motion to approve our 2023 audit as presented?
I'll motion, Mayor.
Alderwoman Johnson, is there a second?
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Alderman Kreinbrink. Any discussion or comments on the audit before we take the roll?
I thought we were gonna wait till next meeting to do that.
He meant
Oh, he meant this
next, as
my
in
bad.
this.
My bad. I thought we were just gonna have time to look it over, but okay.
Do you have questions about the audit?
Well, no, we just got it tonight, so I just thought maybe we could all just have a time to look it over a little bit.
Actually, I think it was in everybody's box Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, I read the whole thing yesterday, all of it. Wrote my notes, made my comments.
Okay.
Okay, will the clerk please call the roll on approving our 23-24 audit?
Alderman Fritsch,
Aye.
Alderwoman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Kreinbrink,
Aye.
Alderman Robinson.
Aye.
Alderman White Cotton,
Aye.
Alderman Arnett,
Aye.
Alderwoman Erickson.
No.
All right, the audit passes. Next item is item B, the approval of monthly bills. Are there any changes from the Finance Committee before I read the amount?
No, sir.
All right, totaling $170,469.36, reviewed by the Finance Committee and presented for council for approval. Is there a motion to approve 13B?
I'll motion again, sir.
Alderwoman Johnson, is there a second?
I'll second that.
Alderman Fritsch. All right, any question on the bills? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Excuse me, Alderman Kreinbrink,
Aye.
Alderman Robinson,
Aye.
Alderman White Cotton,
Aye.
Alderman Arnett,
Aye.
Alderwoman Erickson,
Aye.
Alderman Fritsch,
Aye.
Alderwoman Johnson.
Aye.
All right, 13B passes. Last time under new business is the approval of payment for Art Supermarket totaling $1,825. So is there a motion to approve item 13C?
I'll make that motion.
Alderwoman Erickson, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Alderman White Cotton, any discussion on item 13C?
I have a comment.
Sure.
I hope the next council addresses it in public before that gets done. That's all.
Okay. If there's no further comments, will the clerk please call the roll?
Where am I at? Alderman Arnett,
Aye.
Alderwoman Erickson,
Aye.
Alderman Fritsch,
Aye.
Alderwoman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Kreinbrink,
Aye.
Alderman Robinson,
Aye.
Alderman White Cotton.
Aye.
All right, item 13C passes. Next item is our executive session. We need to go into executive session pursuant to 5 ILCS 122C11. That is litigation when action against or affecting on behalf of a particular body has been filed and is pending before a court or administrative tribunal, or when the public body finds that an action is probable or imminent, in which case the basis for finding shall be recorded and entered into the minutes of the closed session. Is there a motion to enter closed session under 2C11 litigation?
Mr. Mayor, can I just ask a question real quick?
Yeah.
Whenever we passed that bill just now from Arts and the monthly bills, do we just add that to that? So should we have to,
No, it's,
No, it's already sitting over at the office waiting to
okay,
be
just
signed.
make sure that we.
Nope,
had
the
everything
check's already
totaled
been
right.
cut.
Okay, thank you,
Yes, sir.
sorry.
Yep. Is there a motion to enter into closed session?
Was
Same thing. I heard Alderwoman Johnson. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
White Cotton. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Who seconded that?
Alderman White
I
Cotton.
did.
Okay. Alderman Fritsch,
Aye.
Alderwoman Johnson,
aye.
Alderman Kreinbrink, Alderman Robinson,
Aye.
Alderman White Cotton,
Aye.
Alderman Arnett,
Aye.
Alderwoman Erickson.
And there's no action to be taken for those in the audience, so just letting you know. Okay, we'll enter into the back room for a quick closed session.